Hey everybody, hope everybody is doing well as we get closer to the holiday season. Today I'm going to make a tincture, and I have been wanting to make this tincture for like literally months. My daughter's wedding took precedence over everything, so I'm finally getting to making this. And I want to tell you about, this is where I got the information. It's called The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies by Nicole Apelian and Claude Davis. You can find this online. It's a really great reference guide for people who like natural medicine. So I suffer from a medical condition that no doctor has been able to accurately diagnose, and it sucks. Basically, it just sucks, and it affects my nerves. So I'm going to try to see what I can do for myself. So I thought, why not make a tincture? I've made a lot of tinctures and a lot of salves over the last several years that work remarkably well, like even better than traditional medicine does. So I'm hopeful. So it's going to take a couple of months before we really realize whether or not this works. And there's a lot of ingredients, and this is my own personal recipe. I'm not going by anybody's recipe. This doesn't take the place of your doctor or anything else. This is what I'm doing for myself, and I'm sharing it with other people. The ingredients that go into this tincture are helpful for neuropathy, among other things, but primarily what I'm looking for is neuropathy. All right, so here's what we have. Peppermint, chickweed, Angelica root. By the way, I'm going to put this all in the description. You don't have to write it down, as if you are, but you might be. Solomon's seal, St. John's wort, nettle, primrose, bleeding heart. This is already in a tincture, so what I'm going to do literally is pour this whole bottle into my own tincture bottle. All right, the chickweed. Now you can grow this yourself. I do grow some of this myself. It just takes a long time to grow it and dry it and whatever. So this is a tea bag that the chickweed tea came in. So I'm going to just open the tea bag and put it in my mason jar. I'm using a quart-size mason jar. I could be using a gallon size if I want, but for this first iteration, I'm just gonna see how this goes. I have a relative who lives close to me, you know who you are, who might also benefit from this tincture. All right, so I put 4 bags of chickweed in there, which is probably about 4 teaspoons of chickweed. So I'm going to move that out of the way. St. John's wort, I'm going to put in 2 heaping tablespoons. You know what? I'm going to put 3. St. John's wort is good for you for other things too. So 3 heaping tablespoons. I made a mess with that, of St. John's wort. Primrose. Primrose is, it's hard to measure that. It's like that. So I'm going to put like 2 smallish handfuls. I really am making a mess. It smells good. Primrose smells really good. Nettle. Nettle is a little bit easier to measure. 1, 2 heaping tablespoons of nettle. Angelica root, this came in a much smaller package. Also, if you are interested in getting these ingredients, I found them on Amazon. It took some digging to find these things. Basically the equivalent of about 2 tablespoons of Angelica root. Solomon's seal is kind of weird. So I'm just gonna grab some. That has an interesting smell. It smells like potato peelings. It actually looks like potato peelings, doesn't it? So I'm gonna throw some Solomon seal in here. Get on down there. Peppermint leaf. Oh, that smells so good. Oh my gosh. 2 tablespoons of peppermint leaf. The entire bottle of Bleeding Heart. Let me tell you about Bleeding Heart. Those of you who know me from where I used to live in Indiana knew that I had this absolutely enormous Bleeding Heart plant right at the end of my front porch. Now, when we moved to Virginia, it was the wrong season to be able to take any of that Bleeding Heart. And I still, to this day, that makes me so sad because the plant was so big and so beautiful. One of our friends that lives up there, Lisa, she took some of that Bleeding Heart plant during the right season, and I wonder if it's growing. I need to ask her. She's a fellow plant lover like myself. All right, so here I've got all this stuff in here, and I'm going to add as much vodka as I need to add to fill up my quart-sized jar. This is just cheap, bottom shelf vodka. It goes really slow. I'm probably going to edit part of this out. Do you really want to watch vodka going into a jar? Although one of my new followers told me that when I was harvesting my sweet potatoes, that I should have just left the camera rolling so you guys could see the whole harvest. And I didn't think you would want to watch that. See, I learn something all the time. All right. I'm going to put a lid on it. I thought I had another plastic lid, but I'm using all of my plastic lids at this time. So I'm going to put a lid on it. I'm going to shake this up. I'm going to label it with neuropathy, like Monopoly, neuropathy tincture with the date. And so I'll leave this for 6 to 8 weeks, 6 weeks if I remember, 8 weeks if I don't. And then I will filter this off, filter all the stuff off that will either go to feed the pigs or go into the compost pile. I won't feed my chickens. Could you imagine drunk chickens? There's probably drunk chickens sometimes if things ferment. And then I'll put this in tincture jars and I'll give it a try. So I don't know if I'll make a video of me putting the tincture in jars or not. We'll see. But anyway, thank you for watching my neuropathy tincture video. I appreciate it. Have an awesome day.